because he has forgotten to build more units constantly. So look at his production. He is building so many gateways. This is a really amateur mistake right here. You think that you can produce out of, you might be able to produce out of all these gateways, but you're not going to be able to support it, because if you build, let's say, a stalker from all 8 gateways, you're out of money. And then the stalkers finish building, and once the cycle is complete, how are you going to get another 1,000 minerals in like 30 seconds? You can't. So that's why I always say 4 gates per base, because when you build one cycle of units and it finishes the cooldown and you can build again, then all you have to do is just wait. You just wait. Once it finishes building, you just wait and you can build up 4 more, because your money will be able to support it. On the other hand, this will not be able to work out. Look at this. He has already 4 available warp gates that he can't build out of because his money is full. Or, I mean, he doesn't have any money. And this is just walking right into a trap for the Protoss player. It is a concave. When you want to defend your base, you either want to defend in a straight line or a concave. So like a crescent. I can't draw it with the box because it just doesn't work. But that is what you want to do, because then if the player comes in, especially in a choke, you can kind of do like a surround with all your units. And that way all the units are being attacked. The line works as well. It's just harder to get your units through. So either way works. Just whichever one you feel like. This one, I really like this setup. So Critical Mass, this is a very good gameplay here. There are a few things you could improve on, but overall it is pretty good. The Zerg or the Protoss player is mainly the one to blame, though. He has gotten mass stalkers. He has not gone for any tech. If he look at this. I wonder if the Protoss player ever wonders why there's 4. Oh, here he comes. He builds a few stalkers. He just wonders why there's 4 Zealots just chilling in his base. Just what is going on? So, and chainlings are extremely weak. They die so quickly. And so, anyways, the Protoss player, many things Protoss player could have done. He could have gone for High Templars. High Templar Storm is very effective against Zerg, even though it does do. High Templars do 80 damage if you stay in there for the full duration of the time. So, you know, if you set it up just right, the Zerg player could be really punished for going for Hydralisks. You could go for more, definitely need sentries. Sentries will give you the Guardian Shield and the Force Field, so when you want to push in, for example, you could just Force Field right here, block all the units, and take out these 2 buildings. So both of those work. Protoss could also get Zealots. Blink is not going to be effective. Zealots is going to be good. He could get Dark Templars, because I don't see an Overseer, but that is not a sound strategy, just because the Zerg player could easily morph an Overseer. So now the Zerg, oh no, I thought the Zerg player was going to move out. I was going to congratulate you for a second, but you are still not moving out. +1 1/1 upgrades, but you definitely need to move out with this unit, or this mob. This mob can easily overcome this mob. 26 Hydralisks can beat 33 Stalkers easy. So the Protoss player almost has nothing. I mean, he can do. The Protoss player has a Twilight Council, but what is that going to be able to do for him? If he researches Blink, that will be even more of a mistake. He needs some tech. You can't win a game solely with gateway units alone unless you are playing the early game. If you're playing the late game, you are going to suffer a lot. So definitely, I recommend that if you get in this case, you gotta go for tier 2 or tier 3 units mixed with tier 1 units. Right here, for example, Zerg has all tier 2 units. Hydralisks are tier 2 because you need to research a layer to get these. Stalkers are tier 1 because you build them out of gateways with a cybernetics. I mean, it is very easy to just build up stalkers. And right here, if the Zerg player moves out, that is exactly what he needs to do. Needs to move out and win this game. He is just delaying this and giving a Protoss more of a chance to come back in this game, because the longer you don't take advantage of your advantage, you're giving yourself a disadvantage of your advantage, if you get what I mean. Basically, I'm just saying that if you don't take advantage of your lead, you're just giving it away and you're giving the other player the chance to build up. So in a nutshell, that's what it is. Income is around the same because the mineral line is not very saturated. The Zerg player is almost mined out here. Needs to move like more than like 10 of these over to his natural and expand again somewhere. This is very smart. You want to Overlord just lay creep. One, it prevents an expansion. It prevents the Protoss player from expanding if this rock was destroyed, for example, from laying down that that nexus immediately. +2, it gives you sight and allows you to see if the other player is going to expand. Now, the Protoss player is very, very stubborn. He is still sticking with this build. And look at his mineral count. Now that he has more minerals, he could build more Zealots. Zealots could go and take some damage. I mean, Zealots aren't the most fantastic units, but they're cheap and they take a lot of damage very easily. The Protoss player, also, a very, very common thing for Protoss players of this level, or not of this level, for Protoss players to do when the other player masses Hydralisks is to get Colossus. Colossus is so devastating against mass Hydralisks because Colossus, with a range of 9, outrange Hydralisks because they have Hydralisks have 6 with the upgrade, just like how Protoss has 9 with the Thermal Lance. Protoss Colossus, you want to just stay right back here anywhere because a Hydralisk will line up and the line and Colossus shoot in that line back and forth. It would just like burn, incinerate all the Hydralisks, so that would just easily destroy the army. It is very, very hard for a Zerg player to overcome the Colossus push. So that is what the player should have done. He doesn't even have a robotics up, I do not believe. A robotics up would be very helpful. And so the Zerg player sees this and he is just sitting and letting this happen. If he is, okay, this is very, very bad. Now he moves out. But he is already going to be, the Protoss player is going to be able to do damage. The question is, can he pull out in time? Because his Stalkers are out of place. He is going for the lair, which is not good. You want to take out the army, and this army is so much better than this army. Because Hydralisks are more cost effective and do more damage than Stalkers. So, because Stalkers, at least Stalkers do against Hydralisks, because Hydralisks are light, and Stalkers do more damage against armor. So, this is going to be really, really bad for the Protoss player. The Protoss player should have built, either went in, done a little harass, and pulled right out, or moved, got some Colossus, or get some High Templars, or anything of the sort. He is going to go for a little bit of an attack here, and this is just throwing units away. So this game is essentially over. The expansion here with one probe mining some gas, which he doesn't even need because he needs more minerals than gas because he's building Mass Stalkers, and Mass Stalkers is mineral heavy and gas light. So this is a big mistake, and here's a little changeling just chilling here like, yeah, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm right by my commands, or right by my nexus, yeah. So anyways, he is actually blocking the pathing of the probe, which is kind of funny right there. So, mistakes on both part, I can see. The Zerg player played pretty well, better than I expected, because I originally expected, you know, all these things I was saying that they weren't done, but they were followed up just a little bit behind. So, if the Zerg player just keeps, is a little more, plays a little faster, or a little, increases APM a bit, because APM is not fantastic here. If you increase your APM a bit, you will play a lot better because you do have the right things in mind. You do have the, you know, this creep tumor, the overlords, the spore crawlers. So all this stuff is very good, and it is just good to increase your APM. So anyways, things to improve. Move out when you have an advantage. When you see the enemy pulling back, move out. If he starts to push you, then you move back. Don't just always sit. You have to test the opponent, because how are you supposed to know if you're able to win unless, you know, I mean, like, this is such a convincing lead. So that was kind of a way too much, like, waiting too long. I think you could have won around the like 12-minute mark, because if you just moved out, your Hydralisk would have easily overwhelmed the enemy Stalkers because he was working off one base and he had, like, you know, it was just a win from the start. But you did not take advantage of it soon enough. So, just be sure to keep that up. And this is pretty good gameplay. So, you know, this is very good, and I actually enjoyed this very much. So, thank you for watching. And any more videos, guys, just let me know, and I will put you on the list. Thanks for watching.